All right, guys, so check out my sponsor, Barbell Apparel. They're having a 33% off sale on jeans, lifetime guarantee. Check them out. It helps support me and the channel. But for today's video, I wanted to get into, I saw a John Bravo video where he was talking about Gregg Valentino being hospitalized right now. And Gregg presumably was having gallstone issues. So he was having a bunch of gallstones in his gallbladder is what they found. They found also E. coli. Leading to infection with his pancreas, and they also found, I think, what was the other? They found he had pneumonia. So a whole host of health issues. Obviously, we pray for Gregg during this time. You know I've had pneumonia. I had pneumonia when I was actually on Tren in 2017, and it was the sickest I've ever been in my life. Way worse than COVID. Just not even close. It was just awful. It was. Coughed up blood for 5 days. Coughed up a ton of blood for 5 days straight. I had to get 2 steroid shots in my glute, my hip. Had to be on albuterol. Was taking that 4 times a day. And then I was also taking an antibiotic. So pneumonia is very serious stuff. I know that literally it's no joke. I could barely get from my bed to the bathroom every day. I couldn't even move. I lost like 10 pounds in the span of 5 days or 5 or 7 days or something like that. It was literally brutal. So we pray for him. But the point of today's video, again, is kind of building off of what I said about saving yourself. You know, the only one who's truly going to save you is yourself. And I talked about the other day that cancer treatment that is becoming more widely known, more widespread. It starts with Fen, and it's out there. And there are people with multiple accounts on the internet, videos, posts and such about people with various cancers eliminating stage 4 tumors after 6 months of taking this compound, along with, you know, they've thrown in some other supplements, but that's the main thing. And so I was thinking with Gregg's situation, I have a client who I personal train here at my gym, and he had 2 gallstone attacks over the course of a couple months where he thought he was having a heart attack, went to the ER, they found gallstones, and after the second time, it was so bad that they had surgery scheduled like 3 days later. So he comes in, he tells me about it, he's like, I'm having surgery in 3 days, they're going to cut out my gallbladder, which is what they said they were going to do with Gregg. And I said, cancel the surgery. I said, we're going to start you on Tudka, 600 milligrams a day, so 300 milligrams morning, 300 evening. And that will, over time, eliminate your gallstones. So he's been doing that for over a year now. He never had the surgery, and he's had no issues since. So there are these natural interventions. You have to find them. You have to know about them. You have to find these things that are going to save you, that are going to fix your issue. And this is why don't be so quick to do automatically what they say to do or what the protocol is. You can avoid in some cases, and I don't know the specifics of Gregg's situation. Obviously, there's more at stake here than just the gallstones because he has the E. coli issue and the pneumonia. So I'm not commenting specifically like this is what he needs to do. But a lot of times when they're like, all right, let's cut out your gallbladder, it's like, wait a sec. If I take Tudka over time, I can eliminate these, so I'm not going to do that. With kidney stones, I could take Chanca Piedra. I could take apple cider vinegar and eliminate some of those kidney stone issues. Because we've had people in our gym who had, I think, 6 to 7 millimeter kidney stones that were dissolved completely within 6 months by taking Chanca, which is a natural herbal remedy. And in my own case, I want to pass along a story that relates big time to my current situation. As many of you may know, I've talked about this. I've touched on this on the channel. I've had a tibial stress fracture in my right ankle. So this is different than shin splints in the sense that there's a little spot. So shin splints will run up all along the inside of your shin most times. The stress fracture, there's a certain spot in the tibial bone of the shin where you push on it and there's definitely pain. There's significant pain. It wakes you up in the middle of the night out of a dead sleep with radiating 9 out of 10 pain. You can't put hardly, you can't run on it, anything like that. So I've been dealing with this since October, and it just got worse. And I took initially 3.5 weeks off in December, tried to run again. Immediately within the first run, it was flared up again. So I said, okay, I need to take longer. So I've taken 5.5 weeks off and tried to run again, and was feeling it a little bit better, but was feeling it. And I was completely dejected. I was at a point where I was like, what am I going to do? I'm supposed to run this 100-mile race in June. I have 4 months to go. And the more I dug into stress fractures, the more they said it takes 12 weeks to heal. I was like, I have 15 weeks to train. I don't have 12 weeks to sit around and not run with a 100-mile race in the freaking mountains coming up, which is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done. So I prayed about it. I'm strong in my faith. I stand in my faith. The Lord has blessed me in many ways. Whether or not you believe, that's up to you. But I prayed about it. And I said, what? I'm completely dejected. Lord, what am I supposed to do? Help me heal up this ankle. Well, the next day, I was provided with, it popped right into my brain, vitamin K. Vitamin K. I kid you not. So vitamin K, I usually take it, vitamin K2. It's one of the essential supplements you should all be taking at all times. I've said this before. There are 2 essential supplements you guys should be taking at all times. Vitamin D3, preferably 10,000 IUs a day to maximize your blood levels, and vitamin K2 to process calcium, shuttle it into the bones, clear out the arteries, which it will do over time. It will dissolve calcified plaque in the arteries over time. That's the main reason you should take it. And it brings out the best in vitamin D. And so I had ran out of it in October. And it occurred to me that shortly thereafter, this stress fracture developed. Because I never re-upped the order. I just was kind of lazy about it. And I was like, I'm not going to re-up the order. So I never reordered it. So I hadn't been taking it. So I said, what if I get back on vitamin K? I wonder if that'll help with this. I didn't even think it would fix it. I was like, what if it'll help with this? So I ordered some up, started taking it, and I started taking 4 times the normal dose. 100 micrograms is a normal, typical daily dose of what you take. That's 1 pill. I was taking 400 micrograms, 200 in the morning, 200 in the evening. Come day 3, literally the ankle pain's like gone. Gone. The bone, I can push on it. The pain's not there. I can run on it. And I went from not running at all in 5.5 weeks, just doing incline treadmill walking, to running 40 miles in 6 days with no issues. Like a miraculous turnaround of healing from taking vitamin K2 at a very high dose, 400 micrograms. And I say all this because you need to take this stuff into your hands. There are solutions beyond the conventional thought process. You know, the conventional thought process is take 4 months off or take 3 months off, 12 weeks. Don't do any running. You can't. It's impossible. You can't outrun a stress fracture. You can't run through that. Boom, vitamin K. Here we are 3 days later, miraculous healing. Tell me that's insane. That's insane, guys. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. There are solutions out there if you find them, if you dig for them. You need to be proactive about your health, about taking care of your issues. You know, there's solutions. It's so crazy, guys. There's so many things where it just blows my mind. And now I'm back in the game, training for this 100-mile run, ready to knock it out. And it's such a humbling feeling, you know. I can't do this without the Lord. You know, through Christ, all things are possible. That may dissuade some people, but I truly believe that is the way. And it's just that He put this in my brain, and it's another solution. So don't be so quick to go with the conventional wisdom. There are better solutions a lot of times, and I hope you guys got some value out of this video. I hope this video made you think about some of this stuff. It's not always as it seems. And if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I appreciate you all. Check out Barbell Apparel.